millions of kids leave the comforts of their daycare centers, comforts of their homes, and the support of their parents to go on to take their first steps as kindergartners. Some of these kids are ready. They know how to write their letters, they know their numbers, and some even know how to write their names. But then, unfortunately, there are some who barely know how to write ABC and don't even mention counting 1, 2, 3. Why, you may ask? Because they weren't taught. They weren't taught the basic skills they needed to go on. Studies have proven that kids who are taught these things at a young age, it brings on better career skills, better ethical skills, more of a chance to go to college. It brings on certain skills that they will need throughout life to help them to be a successful adult.
80% of the brain develops by age 3. Quality childcare with trained providers promotes improved math, language, reading, and social skills. Family Connections Montana connects trained quality childcare providers to families like yours. High-quality early care means fewer behavioral problems, better performance in school, more job opportunities, and higher earnings. Family Connections Montana.
In 2004, the Leandro family pushed for the need of a sound basic education in all schools nationwide. By definition, a sound basic education, simply put, is a sufficient fundamental knowledge of geography, history, and basic economic skills, and also political systems, to help students make an informed choice.
Today, our guest is Rob Leandro, lead plaintiff in the Watershed Supreme Court decision, Leandro versus North Carolina.
It came about because there was a feeling in rural, poor districts in North Carolina that the schools weren't funded properly and the kids in those schools weren't getting the type of education that was deserved, we believed. And so there was a lawsuit filed on behalf of myself and a bunch of other kids in rural districts, Hope County, Robinson County, Columbus County. And the idea was we wanted to make sure that the state paid attention to our right to get a good education. And we saw the disparities between Wake County schools and Hope County schools, where I was from. What the decision said, actually, is it's not about money, but it does say that the North Carolina Constitution guarantees every student the right to a sound basic education. And I think that the importance of that ruling is that you can no longer ignore education in areas, that the state has to really pay attention. And I think that's been a big advantage to the case, and I think that's why it's important.
The Leandro case leads me to my main point. All child care centers should, by law, be required to hold a curriculum for children from the time they're born and enter the center to the time they leave for kindergarten. This simple change would help with so many things, such as communication, writing, basic math skills, their 50 states, and even health and physical activity. If these things are taught to these kids at such a young age, they'll stick like glue, and it'll be hard for them to forget these things. So now let's go talk to some daycare teachers to see what they think about the issue. Do you think there should be a basic curriculum for children attending daycare centers?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because basically it will help add a little bit more structures to the child's life and get them through the day so that way they're not playing all the time.
Does your classroom have a curriculum? If so, what does it entail? And if not, how do you run your classroom?
Yes, we do, and it goes over our colors, our numbers, we go over our alphabets, days of the weeks, and then we also do anything as far as holidays, and we try to, bring that more culture into the school life that way.
Do you think it would violate business owners' rights if legislation was passed to enforce a basic curriculum?
No, I do not, because if it was to violate, it'd be basically children would come here and play all day. When they get ready to go to school, they wouldn't know the alphabets or any numbers, and it would basically hold them back in life.
Okay. Do you think there should be a basic curriculum for child care centers?
Yes.
Why?
Because every child care center needs basic curriculum. It's part of learning, and it's part of their activities in learning.
Does your classroom have a basic curriculum? If so, what does it entail? And if not, how do you run your classroom?
Yes, we have a curriculum activity each and every day in our classrooms. We follow it daily. We use like the alphabet, for example, A. We call it the letter A, paste the letter A, paste the letter A, then the number 1. And then we also do like the apple, we do artwork for that letter for that week and the number for that week. We also do music. We also do science for that week also.
Do you think there should be a basic curriculum for children attending daycare centers?
Yes,
Why?
because I feel like in some daycares the children are just playing all day and not really learning anything. I feel like it should have some kind of guidance.
Does your classroom have a curriculum? If so, what does it entail? If not, how do you run your classroom?
Yes, it does. We teach ABCs, 1, 2, 3, colors, shapes. We do different activities around different colors, shapes of every month.
Do you think it violates business owners' rights if legislation was passed to enforce a basic curriculum?
No, we don't.
Why?
Because it would actually make it better rather than hurt the situation.
If I were to create a basic curriculum, it would look something like this. It would include things like days of the week, months of the year, the number focus of the week, example 4, 5, and 6, and activities to go along with it, the letter focus of the week, example U, V, and W, and activities to go along with it. It would include shapes, colors, a different job, and a job focus for the week, such examples such as chef, doctor, and dentist. It would include how to write your name, art that you can take home to your parents and show what you did at school that day, free time stations such as a home economics station, a manipulatives and block station, and also a readings and book station. They would also be responsible for learning 5 states per month. States such as Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, and Arkansas. This is what a curriculum would look like. Of course, there are some who disagree with this. Some believe that the best way for children to learn is for them to roam free and get into different things by running around and playing with others and learning from the experiences they have. But is there more? For me, every child needs to be taught these things at a young age. Because as the child grows and they get older and older, it'll become harder and harder for these kids to learn these basic skills. As Maximilian Robespierre once said, the secret of freedom lies within educating people, whereas tyranny lies within keeping them ignorant. So Congress, I charge you to take the next step. There needs to be a sound basic curriculum in all child care centers. If we start the next generation of leaders at a young age, who knows what discoveries they'll make, what they'll invent, and how society will change if we teach them these basic skills. Let's do something to make the future of the United States of America bright. And let's bring a sound basic curriculum to all child care centers in the nation.